But the Bills dropped 44 on the Bucs. The Bucs scored 32, 44-32. Josh Allen had a couple wonky interceptions, and it was like one of these kind of be like, oh my God, old school 2019 Josh Allen day. And he ends up with 6 total touchdowns, a double hat trick for Josh Allen today. What'd you think of this one, Chuck?
At first, honestly, I was confused at what was going on because I was watching this kind of in the background, and I felt like every time I looked over, something great or something terrible was happening to the Bills. And I was like, man, like this feels all or nothing to the max. So I looked up like what happened on these drives. The Bills had 11 drives in this game. They had 4 drives where they didn't get a first down. So 4 drives where they had 12 plays, 0 first downs, really bad EPA numbers. And on every other drive where they got at least 1 first down, they averaged 6.3 points per drive, 55 yards per drive, 0.97 EPA per drop back, and a 60% success rate. I was like, wow, like so these drives were either DOA or they're touchdowns. Yep. And that's kind of how it felt as this game was going. I mean, Josh Allen was incredible as it went along, and just did it enough to, another really bad defensive performance from Buffalo. This is like a poison pill defense. I'm not sure what they're going to do in the postseason because like you needed Josh Allen to go nuclear kind of to drag you across the finish line. I don't really see how that's sustainable because he also has some really weird like decisions that he was making in this game. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword for Buffalo. Like one, you're excited that you could be that efficient on offense and score that many points and just have these drives where you're running through Buffalo or through Tampa Bay, But on the flip side, like you still needed most of these points to get through that game, which is alarming for the postseason. Like I'm like trying to sort through these AFC teams. I can't really like come to a decision on who I think is going to come away and take this because even Baltimore today, if you're looking at a dark horse team, they look like crap against Cleveland for most of that game and probably would have lost if they had like average quarterback play.
It was, that's exactly what my thought was. I was like, oh, Ravens, here they come, right? Here they come, right? come on now. I got the rolled up newspaper. Like, come on now. All right, let's see a little bit of something, a little bit of life. What did Myles Garrett have? He had like 4 sacks in the first half. Like he was unblockable. Felt like that was even with even in the game, even with Shedeur Sanders doing absolutely nothing. No, but this I thought the Bills, like their offense. Okay, so they had the second pick. Josh Allen has the second pick. The first pick was Deion Dawkins. Looked like he didn't slide inside on a protection, which has cropped up a little bit with the Bills, but not totally today, but it's cropped up a little bit. And Allen, just had a moment where he has an Josh Allen Professor Chaos moment. Then the second interception was kind of like, I was starting to get frustrated with the Bills offense because they ran mesh, 2 crossers, dig, or an over behind it. They love running mesh. They love running mesh on 3rd down. They love running mesh on 4th down. And they run it again, and it's covered up, swamped up, and I was like, see, can't run mesh. And then they run it again, and it actually works like later in the game. But they get an interception, and then Josh Allen just goes, absolutely like ballistic the rest of the game. I also thought it was interesting because kind of making a big deal. Dalton Kincaid's out, so this might be part of it. But they did less. They did more like 11 personnel today with 3 wide receivers. Josh Palmer comes back. They bench Keon Coleman, which was, I think, reported that he missed a team meeting on Friday, but I think there's other stuff brewing, just kind of reading tea leaves. So today they go 3 wide receivers, a whole bunch, 11 personnel, 33 plays, 276 yards out of 11 personnel, 8.3 yards per play, 4 touchdowns, 55% success rate. And they ran really well out of 11 personnel. I thought they had 12 runs, 6 yards of play, 2 touchdowns, 50% success rate. Good designer plays like the James Cook touchdown, the Ray Davis swing touchdown that went for forever, for long touchdown, 3rd down. Basically a pin pull play. Chris Samuel gets a pancake on that one. But yeah, it was just kind of one of those, like, they're an imperfect team, but this offense can get going on anybody, and they can do it a lot of ways. But I just do not trust the defense whatsoever, like you kind of even said. Just don't. The Bucs were able to do plenty of stuff. Like, did you see Tristan Wirfs block in the Sean Tucker touchdown?
Oh, yes. He
pulls on it, and he just – it looked like a high school – it looked like The Blind Side. The movie.
That's nightmare stuff, man. Nightmare stuff. See Matt hurtling towards you.
Yeah, but the Bills are just relying on turnovers. Like Cole Bishop had turnovers today. Had the pick where Baker was just doing Baker stuff. The other touchdown the Bucs gave up, or the Bills gave up. Sean Tucker and Barton pulls on that one. So you can kind of just do what you want against this Bills defense. They're just so reliant on turnovers, but the offense sure is fun. I'll kind of leave it at that. How you said you were kind of looking at the AFC teams. How would you kind of quick like power rank the AFC teams? Because I'm stalling because I want.
Am I supposed to put Denver first? Is that what I'm supposed to do here? I don't. Because honestly, like I don't want to put Denver first. I don't think New England's the best team either. Like the Colts have shown some cracks in the armor. I think with how Daniel Jones has played the past few weeks,
and the defense is gettable. It's better. It's just gettable. Like,
yeah, maybe it is Buffalo. But they're the 5 seed right now. Like, I don't
because you just trust the offense the most.
Yeah. I mean, New England. I think May is probably playing the best football, but I still am not fully on board that defense is like actually playoff caliber.
Agreed.
And can stop like some of the best offenses in the league. Because just when you look at who they've played this year, not to just like denigrate the schedule, but hasn't been the toughest road of offenses. So I think I'll just go Buffalo because hey, they can score 45 and they can choke the life out of you with a run game. So we'll go Buffalo. But all these teams are pretty flawed.
Yeah, I'll probably go with the Colts just slightly, but it's Colts and Buffalo to me as well. Like that's how I feel, and it's like, I mean, the Broncos defense keeps them in everything, and it's just that I just don't trust the offense. Yeah, it's kind of like the inverse with some of the other teams.
Every team's got something you don't quite trust.
That's why playoff time just gonna be nuts. It's gonna be the AFC playoffs. Like the NFC's got some juggernauts now. Like the Rams are really good, and the Seahawks are good, and the Lions I think are good. The Eagles are coming along, are good. I would even say. The Bucs are still pretty good. Like they're just banged up, but actually like they've still got something to them. So it's like the NFC, I don't know. The AFC, these guys, it's like I could poke at a lot, and it's dangerous stuff too. It's offensive lines, it's stopping the run. It's like the stuff that really kneecaps season. So AFC is going to be a trip once we get to playoff time, which was every NFL playoff season. But yeah, I'm kind of there too. But anyways, Bills win this. Take one game out in the AFC East. That's going to be fun with the rematch when they have with the Patriots. Yeah, the other divisions are just, we'll see. We'll see how they kind of shape out. Get into another division, another AFC battle. Low number 2, Chargers get blown out by the Jags. I should say even the Chargers O-line. Woof. Against this Jags team. And I would say that was one of the best Jags offensive performances I've seen as far as had none of their stupid moments that they usually seem to have. I guess they can just do that against the Chargers. For some reason, that's just their good luck charm is playing the Chargers for some reason. But, man, what'd you think about this game? Because, the Chargers did not even just do anything. Herbert didn't even have 100 passing yards. It was like absolute slaughter.
No. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what to say about this game. Like they sucked so bad that I just didn't want to like interact with it while it was on TV. Like this game got pulled off my quad box so fast. Like, maybe this could be like an interesting slop watch type of deal because I didn't think either team was going to play all that well. And then, here comes the Jaguars with all of a sudden their mighty offensive line just mowing down the Chargers front.
What?
Because
what was that?
Our friend Richard Johnson, CBS college football writer, he's a big time Jags fan. He was like, "Wait, like, are the Chargers just like really soft up front? Like, what's going on here?" Like, yeah, when T.R. Tart's not playing, like you can run all over them. And like Baseball Tootin looked like Maurice Jones-Drew out there. It was kind of strange. And if you're going to get nothing out of your passing game on the flip side and just bad from everyone, I think they ran for like 2.6 yards per carry today. The Chargers did. I mean, that got away so fast that it was tough to even stomach, honestly. It was just a complete beatdown.
It was. They just, it felt like they waved a white flag in the second quarter. I'm glad you mentioned T.R. Tart because just to reiterate, when T.R. Tart is not on the field, this is the worst rush defense in the NFL. Statistically, I test anything. And today, T.R. Tart was on the field for 25 run snaps. He made 5 tackles. He had 1 run stuff, and the Jags averaged 3 yards per carry, about 45% rushing success rate. He was off the field for 22 run plays. The Jags averaged 5.2 yards per carry, 2.2 yards more, and had a 66.6% rushing success rate, 20% more. So when they're on, remember, when he's on the field, above average rushing defense. When he's off the field, it's the worst rushing defense in the NFL. But that's what you said, like, because the Jags offensive line and Walker Little were, and I know it's the Texans defense, were horrid last week. Had some nice moments on scripted plays, but horrid as that game went along. And they rolled. They didn't allow a hit or a sack, which is remarkable. I mean, the run plays were great. You got ETN Wildcat TD, Trevor Lawrence, Bashal Tutin, like you mentioned, was rolling today. I thought it was significant that they gave him like short yardage plays. They gave him like a fourth down one, I think, in a third down one as well. They're loving these toss wind-back plays, which I always like. So it's like a toss. It looks like toss outside zone, and then the running back will wind back with like you can call it split zone as well if you just want to get in semantics. But yeah, they hit that for his touchdown was on. They hit two other big run plays on that one. They had a 56% rushing success rate today. They only had 6 explosives though, on a 57% total rush or success rate. So it was methodical. And I thought the run game was methodical. Jacoby Myers is apparently perfect for Trevor Lawrence, and it's just ailing. He can actually catch the ball. Trevor was throwing all these in-breaking routes. He had 7 for 11 on in-breaking routes, and he was just peppering them, all those dig routes to Jacoby Myers. You feeling a little better about where the Jags are at, or are you still kind of just going like this was more Chargers tinted glasses in this game?
I think I still need to see more out of Jacksonville. I mean, it was good to see that they could take advantage of a team this bad, but that has not been the case for them every week this year. So do it again.
Well, if you look at their schedule, they might be able to do it again. They got Cardinals, Titans, then Colts, then Jets, and then Broncos, Colts. So kind of a little up and down. They just got play.
And I'm looking at that still like there's some potential for some Jags in here. I don't know. I just don't trust them. I don't trust them.
There's some big potential for some Jags. There's some potential to lose in the Jacoby Brissett kind of, big time. But even going into this game, we didn't really preview it much, but it was like the preview was like, well, both of these offensive lines stink. And so whichever defensive line takes over, and it was the Jags defensive line because the Chargers line is just awful. Going into this week, I haven't looked at an updated stat, but this Chargers since 2019, I could look at it, was giving up the most hits and sacks per dropback. I think they're third most, I should say, it's in the last since 2019. Like Herbert came drop back and there's just pressure in his face. He went 10 of 18 for 81 yards today. He had a pick. He was once again pressure on over half of his dropbacks. He had 2 sacks, 12 to 25 dropbacks. The Chargers had negative 0.51 EPA per play. I mean, credit to the Jags defense for doing a whole bunch of cool stuff. And I will say they did some cool, like disguise coverage stuff, but negative 0.51 EPA per play, negative half point every single time they ran a play. He was quick pressured he's quick pressured this year, Herbert, on almost 20% of his dropbacks, 18.5. He's under pressure at a league high 42.7%. They have a good record. They have a shot at the playoffs. They have kind of the same defense as last year, kind of good scheme defense, but not overall good, like blue chip wise, as you like to put it. But the O-line, man, it's just, it's crippling. It's like, what do you think they can even do? Like, or what do you think about the Chargers for the rest of the year? Because it's just like, blah.
I'll say, you asked me what can they do next year before the season starts. Turn off injuries. That's about your best hope. Because, like, dude, you got Joe Alt, Rashawn Slater. Ideally, this should be a pretty solid O-line, but then everyone gets hurt. And once you get down to your 4th, 5th guys, like, we watch these guys in the preseason. How do you think they're going to fare in the regular season? Even worse. So I'm not really surprised what you get down to it this bad, but there's nothing they can do but stay healthy because you have the pieces in place.
That's it. I know. It stinks. They still might make the playoffs, like drag in, but it's just kind of one of those where it's like, okay, let's get to the spring. The Chargers only had 13 successful plays on today. The Jags had 16 rushing first downs alone. Tutin had 8 rushing first downs. The Chargers had 16 successful plays, 30-8 first down differential. And this is a Jags team that just lost to Davis Mills and the Texans and gave up a whole bunch of points at the end. And then and kind of fell apart on offense in the second half. They did actually have some good moments, though. I will say on rewatch, it was a little bit more encouraging. But yeah, just kind of I know the Chargers are imperfect. I know they have injuries, but kind of a stinker for them. So that's why they got the low. They have a 58% chance to make the playoffs. Wow. That's not how I feel when I watch them.
No.
But let's get to the low number 3. Get to a team that's near and dear
Boo.
to your heart. I feel like a lot
Boo.
of lows are Panthers associated, so I'm sorry because it's when the Panthers beat a team and they're like, oh, this other team's a low, so we might have to switch this up soon. But the Falcons might have actually reached rock bottom, even though I think we've said this before about them. They lose to the Panthers at home, 30-27 in overtime to the Falcons killer, Bryce Young, the Dirty Bird killer. Bryce Young goes for over 400 yards in OT. Tetero McMillan goes off. Caught the ball like a monster all day in different ways. What do you think about this game, Charles? What do you think about your Dirty Birds?
Whoa, they stink. And it got worse because Michael Penix hurt his knee today. And according to Ian Rappaport, as of a few minutes ago, he is slated to miss some time. That is a huge problem if you watched Kirk Cousins play at any point this season. Bro, his arm is cooked. Cooked. Like,
it's rough.
He can't throw it at all. So, normally I'd be looking at this like, the Falcons got Saints, Jets, Seahawks, Bucs. Like, this is kind of the part of the season, historically over the past few years, where they kind of scrape out a couple nonsense wins and get to, a respectable record by the end of the season. But this year, I don't know. Like, if Drake London's going to miss time because he got hurt today, Michael Penix is going to miss time. Yeah. You threw away another good Bijan Robinson's performance. James Pierce, who you are, as of today, slated to hand over the number 8 pick over to the Rams. But based on Kirk Cousins starting, it could get all the way up to top 5. He had a stack on Bryce Young and then immediately followed up with an offsides that was followed by a touchdown. Like, still getting absolutely crushed by the run. I know there are Falcons fans who are like, oh, we got a pass rusher. This is going to work out. But, dude, you got it. I know it sounds like old football, like cliche stuff, but you can't be considered a good pick if you can't stop the run like that. Like, if you're just going to get absolutely tossed out the way, we can go find a bunch of guys who are 220 pounds to rush the passer on 3rd and long. But if we're going to fork over a future, what has become a potential top 5 pick, I mean, that is just a disastrous trade because obviously this team could use some huge infusion of talent that they won't be able to get down. Whatever head coach and GM are running things next year are going to be behind the 8 ball, but at least they'll have a free clean start to kind of evaluate Michael Penix and figure out what's going on next because this is this season's done and there's not really much to learn here besides that you need to fire everyone and move on. Yeah,
because it feels frustrating because it's so much we talked about in the spring and summer. I mean, just it's like to a T. Like to a T, like every aspect of this.
Exactly. Every aspect of it.
Yeah. Every concern about it, even every positive. We're like, oh yeah, Bijan Robinson rocks. I mean, I know anyone could say that. Drake London's going to be good with this. Okay. He's going to have like, those were kind of all things that are very true. And it's just like, they actually outperformed them success rate wise, them being the Panthers today, but the Panthers had so many more explosives than they don't have the kick return fumble like the Falcons did today. I mean, they're giving up 9 explosive passes to the Panthers.
The kick return fumble. Dude, Natrone Brooks, what a day for him. He's a Falcon of the day because he got burned on the Xavier Leggett long touchdown. And then 2 plays later, he's the guy who fumbles on the kick return. I'm like, how are you more destructive and how can you possibly more destructive in 2 plays? Besides allowing like 14 points in a matter of 5 plays. Just really, really spectacular stuff there. Dude, Penix, this is what frustrated me about Penix too, because like he was out. There were a couple passes that were a little errant today that Drake London still caught, but outside of that, like it was the best he had played in like a month probably, and then he gets hurt, another knee injury at the end of the day. So the Penix 0.69 EPA per dropback, 70% success rate, hurt at the end of the day. Can't get out of the wrong way, man. It's just nasty stuff.
I know he had a good game. He had I thought they were going to blow him out of the water at one point.
Same.
They were moving the ball. Bijan had his touchdown run was incredible. His first one, he had 8. I went back and rewatched this game. He had 8 just off the top of my head. That would be highlight reel for anybody else that we'll just forget about. Like that and I cannot wait to clip him and just show people what he is doing. He's absolutely absurd how good Bijan Robinson is at football and Drake London. And this is what we keep talking about with Penix. You can win with Penix. You can win with him, but you need a defense to match this offense. But that's they don't have that at all, which is our concerns. Yeah. And they invested in pass rushers and they have no beef and they run a defensive system that's built to be really good on third down because they have cool pressure stuff. But you have to get the opposing team to third down to get to the third down stuff. And to do that, you usually have to be good against the run. Otherwise, teams would just run against you. And having said that, they stifled the Panthers' run game mostly today. But you also just see the moments where it's like they're small in the back end too. McMillan just bullied them a few times. Xavier Legette had the tracking touchdown, which Coker had a couple big boy moments. So, T-Mac went, the Yak, he had one in the third down. It was like a 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 8, and he caught the flat. And because, the Panthers are kind of going, we just don't want to make a mistake here. We'll throw a little flat screen. And he just breaks like 3 tackles on it. And just the ball tracking he has and stuff too. It's just, he got a couple touchdowns. He was absurd today, I thought. Also, well, 2 alsos. Felipe Franks is a great special teamer. Way to go. But also, why didn't the refs signal anything at the end of the game? The field goal goes in.
Oh, I saw it. Their view of the ball was blocked by something that was in the air, so they couldn't see it. But if you watch the replay, like they're looking up and like, I don't know where the ball went.
They looked at each other
behind them, and you see behind them Freddie Falcon, the mascot, just collapse like as soon as the ball goes through. People standing behind them. So you saw it go through. So maybe it was like a light situation where they couldn't see it, but that was their explanation after the game. Yeah.
That was weird. Even the announcer was like, and I think the Panthers win. Like, because he was waiting for the official signal. I get it. Like, but
me too.
Yes, we all saw it, but we also want to see the signal just in case. Is there a flag? Something. Yeah. But it's funny you mentioned Freddie Falcon, because is there a Mrs. Freddie Falcon or something? Because they both it looked like a chalk outline. They're both just like.
Yeah, if there's a Mrs. Freddie Falcon, she got the kids in the divorce a long time
ago. Everything's great with Atlanta Falcons right now. They have 2% playoff odds. Another win for the Rams, probably being the best team in the NFL, I would say. And now they have a top 10 pick, number 8 pick, and then have some interesting choices. And the Panthers, though, currently the 9 seed, 22% chance of making the playoffs. They're 6-5. That's all right. Matt Harmon had him as a playoff team. He disowned the take, but he might want to.
I still think they meet a very grisly end in the playoffs, but hey, it's something. Like, this team's not very good to me.
I know,
but it's something.
The defense is improved. I do want to watch it, even though they let up all this. That's not great, but it's improved. Nick Gordon, a football 3-1 favorite, is playing really well. Yeah. He's playing well. We were the ones that said bet on the first round version of him, not the day 2 version. He's playing well. Derek Brown's playing well. I can't remember if any there today, but they're improved. But the quarterback, even if he went for 400 something yards, there's still some frustrations. Panthers have 49ers, Rams, Saints, Bucs, Seahawks, Bucs. Okay, that's a toughie.